Oh hey, I can see you there. At Viva Frei, we are not afraid to ask the
tough questions.
such as, is water wet? We answered that question not more than 2 weeks ago, and it sparked an online debate that has truly fascinated me ever since. Let's read some of the comments. One person writes, water can wet things but cannot be wet. Water wets things. Water wets things. If you were to take water and put it on more water, however, that water wouldn't be wet as it would just be more water. Adding water to water makes more water, not wet water. SMH.
Shaking my head.
Water can make things wet but cannot be wet. Is chili pepper spicy? Can chili pepper make something spicy without itself being spicy? If you add habanero pepper to chili pepper, have you made the spicy chili pepper even spicier? Here's another one. Top comment. Wet means that it has water or another liquid on it. Water can't have water or another liquid on it because if a liquid is added to a liquid, that liquid just joins the liquid and becomes a bigger mass of liquid. Oh, really? This is vinegar. This is oil. Incidentally, I use vinegar and oil and not water and oil so that we can make salad dressing out of this afterwards and not waste any of it. Oh God, I just smashed my knee. Right now, we just added oil to vinegar. Did this oil wet the vinegar? Because right now we have a fluid.
Covered in another fluid.
Don't judge me for my nails, I need to clip them. Did the oil make that vinegar wet? By some people's definition, it did. By blowing the oil off of the vinegar, am I drying the vinegar underneath? The whole issue is that it is necessarily a question of semantics and definition. Is being wet having something on it? Can that which makes something wet itself be wet? Let's get back to some comments. Your content is seriously underrated. They are just short, entertaining, and educational enough to make me want to watch more. Why, thank you. I agree. So is the glass half empty?
Or half full?
Chaos paddlers, there is actually a good answer for this. Is it half empty or half full? Got it. And now we get scientific. The meniscus effect. Meniscus, not to be confused with the piece of cartilage that provides cushion between your femur and your tibia. The meniscus effect is the result of surface tension on a liquid. You can have either concave meniscus effect or convex meniscus effect if the molecules of the liquid are more attracted to the container than to themselves. Water creates a concave meniscus effect. Mercury is more attracted to itself than to its container, and therefore it creates a bubble sort of convex shape. Here's where it's going to get
Mind-blowing.
when measuring how much liquid is in a container. Where do you measure from? The high points of the meniscus effect or the low point? The correct answer is you measure from the low point of the liquid to get an accurate measurement for volume. For volume. Example A and B. Here, you have liquid filling up the glass halfway. This is our hypothetical halfway point right here. Beautiful. But the fact is that volume-wise, you have less than half liquid in the container because to measure correctly with the meniscus effect, you have to measure from the center point of the concave part of the meniscus.
Take example B.
Our same hypothetical center point. Here, the height of the meniscus points are above the area where you actually measure the fluid. So while here, you have actually half of the container. However, you'll notice that from a surface area point, what the heck was I talking about here? Oh yes, that's right. If you want to reach the halfway point of the glass, you won't have half full container because you'll be missing some liquid due to the meniscus effect.
If you want to have a half full container,
You are actually going to exceed more than half of the container with the fluid on the side. I'm sweating. What was the point? Oh yes! Depending on what you're measuring, the glass will never be half full perfectly because it will either be missing some of the liquid but being filled up to the halfway point,
Or it's gonna have
a correct amount of the halfway point of the liquid, but it's going to go past the halfway point on the actual container. Therefore, you can never be either half full or half empty. It's always going to be more one than the other depending on what you're measuring.
Dad, it's gonna fall over my backpack.
Okay, you're right. Is this cup half empty or half full? You know, a lot of psychologists use this as a litmus test to see if someone is optimistic or pessimistic. The optimist, they say, will see the glass as half full, and the pessimist will see it as half empty.
I see it both ways.
Here's the answer. There is an answer, and it's a definitive answer. The glass is only measured in terms of its fullness, because you are not measuring the air in the cup, you are measuring the water. So even if this glass were
1/4
full, this glass would not be 3/4 empty, because by referring to it as 3/4 empty, you're measuring the air above what is actually in the glass for measurement.
The thing is, you're wrong because you're asking. Don't show your muscles. You're
Sorry,
wrong.
I can't see you anymore. What's that?
Daddy,
Yeah,
move it.
which way's the beach? That way, this way? Sorry.
You're wrong because you're asking the question: is it half full or half empty?
Yeah.
You would measure both.
No. When you ask if the glass is half full or half empty, you are referencing the water. Therefore, you only measure the water in the glass, not the air above it.
You could.
You could also be wrong. This glass is 1/4 full right now.
2/4 full, 1/4 full, empty. No, there's no water in it.
Props to my homies. And this has been your philosophical question of the week, brought to you by Viva Frei. Viva Frei. Peace out. No.